Thank you, Hannah, for the nice introduction, and thank you, Nir, for doing the call from Singapore without a proper air condition. It was very, very insightful, and thanks a lot for doing the introduction to Hooked and how products can help to engage users with data. What I want to talk about today is moving horizons. So I think we all have a desire for change, how to change the way how we work with data. But I think there is also a need for change. In an economical time like today, we have to rethink how we invest our time in data, how we use data, and how we can get real value from what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. I think we all know that data is crucial. It's a key to success of a company. It is important to do well-funded decisions, to optimize processes, and to really get innovation. We all know that it's essential for utilizing technologies like AI. We all understand that it's the part that has been done first to make things better, and that it's in the end important for our global competitiveness. But if we understand that it's strategic, then we have to treat it as a strategic asset. And I think this is what it's about when we talk about data as a product today, and when you think about how we can get users involved and hooked with the data. We did a survey this year in Germany, where we asked more than 1,000 data leaders and CEOs about their perceived value of data and what they're actually doing. And what you see there is that nearly 60% were convinced that they use data successfully. If you look deeper into the data, then you realize, yeah, but only 21% use it for important areas like supply chain or production, so where the real value is. So why are companies failing to realize the vast business potential? Why don't they use the data they have better and have real measurable business impact? And what we think and what we've seen at successful companies is that data leaders have to help organizations to shift their way of thinking of data. Data leaders must now start treating data as a product. We at One Data, we help data leaders and their team to leverage existing investments to maximize value realization. As you all know, there is budget constraints. We all know there have been investments done into software, but we also know the value that is happening from the data and the impact that data teams can show to the business is not there where it should be. And this is what we want to do, because we think that the biggest value source that is not used in organizations is the data teams. This is the data they have in the organization, and it's the data they could make use of. But for that, we have to stop organizing data as we do it for other things, and we treat them more as a product, treating them strategically, having less data, but reliable data, having data that really count, data that are acted on, data where people are hooked on, where they invest their time in, where they have triggered to act on it, and where they really more and more change the value generation that is coming from the data. And how do we think is that possible? I think in the right-hand side, we all in the end want to have AI, we want to have self-service data, and we want to have automation from data. But to be honest, the data product does not start there. The journey for a better organization will not start by implementing GenAI. We have to start on a different level. And we at One Data think about it that you have to start analyzing what you have. Because I'm sure you did great things with your data teams. There is a lot of value generated. There are a lot of valuable dashboards that are used on a day-to-day basis. There are valuable insights that are coming by using technologies like process mining or AI. But if you don't showcase what you're already doing, and if you don't analyze what's already there, you cannot be successful and get more funds. On the other hand side, there's a lot of time wasted today because the teams I know and we see in a lot of organizations are trapped because they do non-value adding tasks. They maintain dashboards that are not used anymore. They build the same data pipelines again and again and again. They don't even know about that. And for that, what we think of, if we treat data as a product, we have to also apply methodologies of product management to data. And product management means investing into that what matters and cutting down what does not matter. And this is why in the second step, we do recommend. What do I mean with recommend? We recommend what you can cut off, which data you don't need, which data are duplicates, where you have more value from the data. Recommend which data you should treat as a product because they have so many risks if you don't treat them better. If you understood what is valuable, what is non-valuable, and if you understood what you need, then you can go into the next phase of plan. We think of it like a business case portfolio. But for planning your business cases, for planning the right data products, you have to understand the value that comes with it. You have to understand how you interact with your business stakeholders, how to get the next best data product to build. And I think this is a very important step, not just build what somebody says to do, but really building up a portfolio. Thinking data as a product management portfolio. What are important things? What is feasible? What is viable? What is data that want to be used? So coming back to the hooked pattern, where do I find data that are interesting to the users, where they come back and work and act on the data again and again? And if you have done these 3 steps, and they are crucial in the data product journey, then you can think about building. Build, by the way, does not just mean that there's one tool where we build everything. We think of it in a very decentral manner. So you can build data products in whatever tool you have, Databricks, Snowflake, dbt, or OneData, it doesn't matter. But what does matter in the end, that you don't build things twice, 3 times, 4 times. Because what we've seen too often in organizations, if there's no central data product management layer, that you do the same things again and again and again. And this is exactly what data product management is about. Finding out what's important, doing things once, investing properly into that, getting your users hooked on it, and making sure that the data are used to drive better decisions. And for this reason, the next step is important, and this is share and manage. If you have teams that are working separately, building data products, but if you don't have a central place where you can share the data products, where you can manage the life cycle, where you can manage the needs that you have to the data, when you can see what's the impact of the data that is created, of the pipelines of the compute, then you cannot manage it because you have a lot of separate teams building just for themselves, but you don't find the overarching business cases that really help to drive value. And if you come to that point, that you have analyzed what's needed, what's not needed, cut it off, have recommended what's the data products you should build. If you plan your portfolio and execute based on a plan, if you build what's important, and if you can share and manage overarchingly with a proper governance to your organization, then you're at a great position, because then you can think about doing AI-based cases with data products, about automation, and you can think about self-service, enabling business users to do much more of that. And it doesn't take ages. Usually we've seen customers being able to come to that point in 4 months, showing vast amount of additional value from the data. And this is what it's about. And I think if we move horizons, we don't have to think in 2, 3, 4, 5 years. I think we can move horizons in just a few months. If you want to, we're here for you. We support you. Thank you very much.